Nice to meet you. This is the most common question recruiters are asked. Can you tell us, please, what is happening in the market right now? And everybody expects an adequate answer from the recruiter. Executive search consultant, researcher, or recruiter can tell you what is currently happening in the country overall. This is first. For example, in Russia it is a massive nationalization of business, and it stands the trend will continue. Also, a so-called second economy is formed. But if you need more details about it, we can discuss it during our one-to-one meeting. Imagine the state of the recruiter when you ask them that question. You assume that they are experts in a particular field. If a recruiter works mainly with recruiting people for pharma, then they will be familiar with what happens in that sector. If he works in IT, so the same with IT. They might know about the medical equipment in pharma or medical devices, and they know the market well. Then yes, they can tell you about the situation in the medical market or pharma market, or in IT, or in telecom, elsewhere. A recruiter that does not work for a particular company, only in the agency, one day looks for personnel for pharma. The next day they look for someone selling electrical goods, and so on. They don't feel the pulse of each sector, and they are not the right people to ask a question like this. Therefore, if you are interested to find out what is really going on in a specific industry in the market, then find experts in that industry and ask them. They will tell you everything. Find people you know personally in that industry. Recruiters are experts in something different. They have knowledge about people, or at least they should have. They are all about whether people have values or not, what is required from them for a specific position, what they lack, and so on. The task of the recruiter is to look deeply into people's soul and understand whether they need a particular job or it's about something else. There are consultants in executive search that work for one company. Imagine that they work for one out of 100 companies in that market, and you ask them, what is currently happening in the market, or for example, in this sphere? Of course, they conduct research and search for certain things and possess preliminary information about the market. But they won't be able to tell you everything. Furthermore, their information might be a month old or half a year old. And when you ask the question, the situation here and now might be much different than it was a month ago or months or 6 months ago. And no consultant or recruiter can tell you what is happening now. This is the first point. Secondly, people that have conversations with recruiters tell them their view on what the current situation is. Part of this information could be accurate, part of it not. What do you want to hear for an answer to your question? Do you need to have your head filled with inadequate information of from somebody's perception? I guess not. Therefore, read reviews on the market or something else. Look at professional reports. Read magazines specialized on this topic. But do not ask recruiters. If you ask him, what people are best suited for this industry, then they can endlessly tell you about it, because recruiters are all about people. They are not market experts. The third point is that when someone asks, what is currently happening in the market, they hope to hear something, that the market has fallen and wages are low. Then an applicant feels that his salary is high, so how difficult it will be for poor him or poor her to find a good job, or vice versa. The market has risen, and how easy it will be for them to find a good position with their high salary. What exactly the applicants want to hear? Try to answer this question, please. What is it that you want to hear? I always find this question naive or simply strange. It is the same as, for example, as if we are going swimming in the sea. On the beach, we will approach the edge of the sea, and I have already swum, but you haven't yet. And you come and ask me, how is the water today? The water is wet. What else can I tell you? The market is always changing. What else can I tell you? It's like water with waves. Waves move up and down, as does the market. For example, someone told you that the company has fallen apart. But tomorrow, when you go there, everything starts picking up again and growing. So the information that you got is not up to date. Do not fill your head with worse information. Don't ask this type of questions, as you will get inadequate answers like water is simply water and market is simply market. About recruiters, they are also people. When you meet them in the agencies they work for, I will talk about agencies as well. Just talk to them as they are humans, like you. They are also people. They have families, kids, and they are alive. They can lose their job. They are not gods who sit in front of you, who do you some great favor, who will recommend you or not. You don't need to curry favor with them. You don't need to blame them for anything. Just try to be yourself, humane. Just try to talk to the recruiter in a humane way. I may be wrong, but I see it that way. That most important thing that people expect to receive from a recruiter is a sincere feedback. And almost everyone who leaves the meeting feels that he or she did not receive this sincere feedback. Everybody complains. How come I haven't received a sincere feedback from the recruiter? They just said that I don't fit, or my profile doesn't suit the position. People are just given standardized, stereotypical answers in the form of feedbacks, and they are not happy about it. If you want a sincere feedback, then be sincere yourself during the interview. Yes? If you come to an interview and start playing a role, portray yourself as an important and much organized person who will come to work and fix everything. Basically, you put a mask on. Then the recruiters put their mask on as well and try to show that they are the boss, they are the recruiters. You depend on them. You both wear masks. You need to understand that recruiters don't solve anything. They don't decide whether to show your profile to a company or not. In case you are sincere and you fit the profile of the position, it simply happens through the recruiter that he organizes your interview with the client. It doesn't depend on the recruiter whether they will present someone to the client or not. It depends on you. If you don't fit, then the recruiter again does not decide anything. They can show your profile to a client. This is how it just happens through them. Treat the recruiter as a bridge that connects you to that client. Take it like this. If it's not meant for you to be somewhere, then the recruiter will close the gate for you and not let you in. Or the gate might close for other reason. If you need to be somewhere and meet the client, then the recruiter will give you access. And everything happens through the recruiter. The recruiter is like a gate that uses the principle needed or not needed. But what governs the whole process is something higher in terms of fate or destiny, but not a recruiter. The story turned out to be a bit inconsistent. It is just that I had a thought about the first question. What is happening in the market now? This type of question characterizes uncreative people. Because if you are creative, then it does not matter to you if the market is up or down today. If you are not a creative person and you depend on the conditions in the market and these waves, then the fact that you ask this question doesn't show you in a creative light. You are like a person who is trying to go into the sea and say, if the wave on my left shore is like this, then I can swim. And if the wave on the right shore is like this, then I won't be able to swim. But you can swim or you cannot swim. Two options. These are all waves. Market is all in waves. What difference does it make? Where do they come from? You portray yourself as someone who has doubts and depends on the conditions in the market. Why do you need a question that shows your dependence from the situation around? On the contrary, try to show your independence, that no matter what the conditions in the market are today, not knowing whether the company you will be working for will be nationalized or not, will it grow or fall, you will do everything you can to assist the company and its recovery and its prosperity. You will do your best. Try to show this and ask relevant questions like, what is the best I can do for this business, for this client? Thank you. Good luck. See you.